I have the list here. The Salt and Sea, I love that movie. I guess we have to talk about Law and Order. We don't have to, but if you'd like to.
I don't, whatever you want to do.
People love your character, they love Barbie Corn. Let's talk about that. How was that? What was the
Well, that's done.
Good. Forever.
Yeah.
I've heard.
It was 10 years of our life. You know, it started with thinking I was going to do 13 episodes and nobody would ever want me to do television again. And then 10 years later, they tried many different versions of the show because I just didn't want to do it. Yeah, I didn't want to work. There was a period after 5 years, almost 5 years, where I thought that, okay, I made enough people enough money, and I'm tired, and I'm done. And if you want to continue, then we got to figure something better out. And so, because of Dick Wolf, who's a great guy, we tried many different versions of the show with different actors, and you know, unfortunately, they didn't work. I was hoping that the Jeff Goldblum thing would work because I like Jeff a lot, and I was hoping that he could just take the show over for me, and that I wouldn't have to feel guilty about leaving the show, or that my participation, the fact that my participation was less, caused the show to go down. Which I guess in the end, it's true. But I was hoping that there would be a strong actor that would go in there and take the show, and it would flourish, and it would continue for Dick and the company and everything. But you know, there's, you know, I had to say, you know, it was over. So when it sank, there was still 8 more shows to do for the deal that they had made. So Dick called me and asked me if I would come back and do those last 8, and I did, and they were very successful. I mean, it's amazing. That show has a fan base. I mean, our first show that aired of my 8, when Jeff was doing it, was the ratings had just gone down because of Kate and I, we weren't there. And so the minute Kate and I went back, we got 5 million viewers, and for cable, that's huge. You know, if you think of like my favorite show was The Killing last year, and that show only got, you know, 1 million viewers. You know, and so if you think about how amazing it is that so people were so attached to that character, or those two that Kate and I invented. You know. It's also the only other thing I would add about the Law and Order experience was that it made me a better actor. I think I am a better actor now than I was before. I think I was an okay actor before, and I think I've always been committed. But as far as my chops, I think that I learn a lot faster. My confidence is just completely overboard. I mean, it's just, there's nothing that I can't at least try, and that 10 years on that show has made me more confident as an actor than I ever imagined I would be. That there's nothing that scares me, that the only thing that attracts me is the things that I fear as a performer, and that I've always tried to be like that my whole career, but I did have stress, and I did get nervous about how much I would have to commit to certain things and whether I would fail or not. And these days, I'm 53 years old now, and those 10 years on that show, and I guess my age and my experience has made me a very confident actor, and that the only attraction that I have is what I'm scared of. I go towards that, and that's what I bring myself.
Something that seems like an unpleasant memory, but a productive one anyway. Law and Order. The character, Bobby Gorin.
It's not unpleasant.
It seemed a little unpleasant.
No, I didn't mean it to sound unpleasant. It's a lot, you know, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I know that may sound silly from somebody who you think makes tons of money and lives this kind of glorious, glamorous life, but the fact is I don't live a glorious, glamorous life. I live the life of a working actor. I don't go to Hollywood parties, I don't have a press agent, I do probably the most boring things you could possibly imagine on a daily basis. And then I go to work and I act. And so when I'm at work and I'm acting, and we're into 19 hours of work, I get tired. Even when I was 40, I got tired. And to do that for 10 months straight gets you tired. And one day you wake up and say, I'm not interested in making everybody money anymore. I'm tired, and I want to stop now.
Sure.
And so if that sounds negative, I don't really mean it to. I'm just being honest. It's just honesty. But the show, that character that I invented on that show, it's so close to my heart you can't imagine.
Well, that was my question.